Okie dokie nerds, welcome back to another vintage video. Today we are playing something a bit different for a change. Um, this is blue-white Lurrus Dreadnought. We've got a Lurrus, we've got Tundras, and we've got Phyrexian Dreadnought, hence the name. So the idea of this deck is we're playing a blue-white control deck. We've got some plows, some forces, some spell pierces, and a fluster. Nice controlling game of blue-white Magic the Gathering with a Lurrus. Vexing Bauble, Soul Guide, Lantern as well. So all the control elements that we're used to in terms of the blue package. But instead of playing Frogs and Bowmen, we're playing this suite here of 3 Dress Down, 4 Doorkeeper Thrall. Apologies for the art. Doorkeeper Thrall, 2 mana, 1/2 flash flying. Artifacts and creatures entering don't cause abilities to trigger. So that means when the Dreadnought comes into play, the triggered ability doesn't happen when we get the Dreadnought. Dress down, all creatures lose all abilities. Dreadnought does not have that ability. Bob's your uncle, I've got a 12/12, good luck to you. That's going to be the rough idea, so quite a quick corner to turn when these cards come together. But obviously we're not playing Frog, we're not playing Bowman, we're not playing those absolute grand threats. But it's just something a little bit fun, a little bit different. There's an academy here, don't know about that. And yeah, just vibing somewhere else. We get to play 5 strip mines, some power, some stock ups, yada yada yada. 4 Moxen, um, and a Mana Crypt and a Lotus. So it looks fun. Post board, we've got 2 priests, 3 rips, 2 cleansing, 1 serenity, I think is odd. 2 flusters, 3 consign to memory, and 1 tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. Which will we're pretty stocked, like rocked and loaded to go against Dread, right? Like tab, rip, 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 priest, priest, 5 strips. That's pretty tough. And then no null rod is questionable. We've got triple consign, which can come in against the Raker Shops decks, but also combos with our Dreadnought. So a bit of double duty there. Sealer cleansing on a loop with Lurrus might be able to kill some Shops players. Who really knows? Anyway, this looks fun. I'm down to give it a league, give it a go, have a jam, have a bash. So join me now for round 1. See you there. Bye bye bye. Okay, okay, round 1. We're up against Wally 1. I think they beat me on Doomsday the other day. We're going to reveal a Lurrus for a change. And then I believe there'll be Doomsday, but obviously people have the right to change deck. This hand doesn't look keepable, right? I can't do anything with it. So I'm going to take the mulligan. And this looks a bit better. They've got a Lurrus. Do I want to go for Upkeep Ancestral, or do I just want to roll out a I'm gonna pitch the archive. Do I just want to roll out a Soul Ring? Well, actually, no. Soul Ring get wasted and die is really tough. Like Misstep Wasteland. Maybe Cruise can go. No, I think I still get rid of the archive, and I think I still just go Tundra Soul Ring because I can get into a protected ancestral next turn, right? So let's go Tundra Soul Ring. And the Soul Ring's in, which means I can fetch with Meticulous next turn. Opponent's on 7 cards, so they keep their hand, they love it. We're playing Mishra's Bauble. So it looks like a Lurrus control list to me, for now. They've got the Wasteland, so it is a control list. I think I just go and get Island, right? I think I just get my basic Island. Holy hell. What is this? Soul Red Lantern. Eats my Tundra. That's all fine. I think I just go and get my basic Island. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know if it's good. It's our turn. They draw a card up to 4. Force of Will's a nice one. So we can go to Upkeep. And then we can ancestral pitching, probably just treasure cruise, I guess. They could have anything they have right is going to eat this Lotus, which is nice. But I assume I just have to protect with force on treasure cruise. Are they going to pitch to draw a card? Okay, so maybe that changes our plan. So we're now interested in Orcish Bowmasters, leaving Spell Pierce up. I think I'm now interested in having the cruise though, right? If this gets through. But then what if they hurt me and counter my ancestral? Well, I'm still going to try and counter this Bowman. So they play Spell Pierce, right, which is really bad. Okay, so we get some cards. We've kept the Treasure Cruise, which may or may not be good. They've got a Polluted Delta and it's back to us. Get a Force of Will, which I'm very into. I'm going to play the Archive tapped because I'm trying to get to this Treasure Cruise. Doorkeeper Thrall is interesting. I've got the Dress Down. Creates an artifact staying possibilities to trigger. So I kind of dick on their bowmen. But do I just want it in the bin? I think so. Although it is like a major part of my plan. But I have a Lurrus. But I'm going to delve this away with Cruise. Oh well, who cares? Gives up the info on our deck. They now know what we're doing and what they have to play for. Is another weakness that we've just created there. I could have bought Lurrus, but I might be interested in dressing down. Should they do something? Like if this is a treasure cruise that they've built up to, Wasteland's fine. Psychic Frog is not fine. I'll try and force that one. That works. And now we've got an untapped cast treasure cruise here. Probe you. I'll do that. Probe gets misstepped. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can leave 1 mana floating and leave access to the Doorkeeper Thrall going forwards. Okay. Let's just Wasteland their Undercity then. And they're struggling for mana. We're not struggling for mana at the moment. Strip Mine would be annoying, but I've got the Tundra behind. They have another Underground Sea. And this might just be a by Lurrus turn, I'm not sure. No, I've actually got outs to do that. So do I want to buy Lurrus and play my Doorkeeper Thrall and play my land, or do I just want to play land, dress down? I think I want to play land, dress down. I'm a bit concerned about getting wasted. I don't have good outs to Lurrus at the moment because of my mana. They cast a dress down. To draw a card. And they have a wasteland. So I think I'm going to flash in the Doorkeeper Thrall. This might just get pushed. But it is just a creature. They've got a Mox Pearl. And they buy Lurrus, okay. They can buy Lurrus and start deploying Frogs and Bowmasters and stuff like this. Their dress down dies. We're just going to take a draw. Dreadnought. So let's island cycle for a Tundra. Oh, my last Tundra. Cast the Dreadnought, attack for 1. And I've got Dress Down as well. They've got Lurrus +1. If that +1 is Fatal Push, then I'm pretty stressed. If it's not Fatal Push, then I think we're cool. Delta. Cast Lurrus. They've got Lotus, Bauble, Soul Guide, Bowman, Frog. They go with the Bauble. Yeah, it makes sense with the fetch land, right? I guess I want to cycle my Dress Down looking for a plow at some point. Do I want to do that now? No. They fetch because they don't like what they see. They get an underground city, sorry. And then they draw a card. They've got 2 in hand. And I've got a stock up, which I will cast prior to combat. And they just cast Spell Pierce. Okay. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Would attack for 13. Applying quite a lot of pressure here. Opponent goes to 2. And they've got 2 cards in hand. They can get a 3rd one before my next turn with Bauble or Soul Guide. They have a Brainstorm, which is a very big game if you're looking for a Fatal Push. I wonder if I was supposed to buy Lurrus on that turn earlier where I could. Instead I just played Doorkeeper Thrall, right? I never would have had 2. I don't think I've ever had 2 white mana in play, so the Lurrus would still be rotting. They're going to see a lot of cards before their next one. With Bauble. They can also Dress Down to make this guy not have Trample. Then this guy won't have Lifelink. Lurrus won't have Lifelink. And at that point they're just buying another turn. Lurrus doesn't attack. Dress Down on the end step. Leaving up Mox Jet, I guess, for the Fatal Push that they're trying to top deck. They've got 2 cards in hand. Their card flow is a lot better than ours at the moment. They're up to 3 cards in hand because of the Bauble trigger. I just draw a useless Mox Sapphire. I'll cast Mox Sapphire, and I think I'll Dress Down as well. This might not be the greatest play in the world, but if I just draw the plow, they die. I get a misstep, so I'll purchase Lurrus. This misstep might be fantastic if they've drawn push. I have just run headfirst into Daze, though. I think I can attack with this guy. Lurrus gets in the way, so no Fatal Push was found. Their engine's offline. Both my creatures are lethal. So they need to find a billion Fatal Pushes now. They do have 4 cards in hand after their draw step. And they probe me. Do I misstep this or do I misstep the Fatal Push? I think I'll let this happen. And then they concede. Okay, so we win game 1. That was a cool one, though. Consign, Containment Police, Flusterstorm, Rest in Peace, Serenity tab. None of this does anything. Maybe Flusterstorm has text? I don't think so, though. I've got the 4 plows in the main, and I think this is where I want it. I don't think I care about Rest in Peace. I think that's something I care about. I've got Soul Guide Lantern already. Consign. Consign can counter frog triggers, dress down triggers. Yeah, it doesn't seem very good, does it? It does obviously enable my combo, but I think we're pretty happy with what we've got. I don't have any sort of bauble in my deck. I've got the Vexing or the Soul Guide to draw cards. I haven't got the Mishas. So this list though is shamelessly stolen from Montolio and then changed a little bit to have some card choices that make sense to me. Can't remember what the changes were, but like the mana base, the 4 and 3 split, that sort of thing. That was all. The foundation was Montolio. So what does this do? It does not cast a stock up. It does have a wasteland. Do I keep this? Because I can. Any land is stock up then, right? I think it's a mulligan though. It doesn't really get me anywhere. I can buy a Lurrus, play a Lurrus, do nothing with a Lurrus. I can just go Mox Pearl Soul Ring. I think I mulligan. They're gonna be fetching basics. This gets wrecked as well though. This is problematic for us. I just get wasted and lose the game, so I think I have to go to 5. Maybe the other one was better just because it had mana, even if it wasn't the most balanced mana. So let's get rid of Soul Guide. Let's get rid of Wasteland. Say done. They are on the play here. We're on 5 cards. Maybe my first hand was a keep, and I'm supposed to just trust that I draw a blue source. So they've got Mox Pearl. This is just going to be Flooded Strand, Fetch, Plains, or Meticulous Archive, I imagine. Underground Sea. So they've got access to the turn 1 Bowman should they wish. And they're just going to DT for something. Okay, interesting. Black Lotus. And pass. Okay, weird. Is this just Crack Lotus cast Ancestral? No. I'll play Flooded Strand then. I feel very far behind. The reason I've gone Flooded Strand and not Saga, I know the Saga Turbo ramps me to the double Dreadnought turn, but I want to. I don't want to just get wasted and lose the game. You know, I want to get this guy in. They've got a Wasteland, look, so we can do something, I'm sure. Fetch a Plains. Leave the card in play. I can buy Lurrus, play Lotus. Two mana, 3 mana. Purchases Lurrus, puts Lurrus onto the stack. Does not put Lurrus onto the stack. Okay. But the Wasteland is fine, so now I can just trigger. I can just go and get an Archive and tax that Wasteland with my Urza's Saga as well. Swords to Plowshares I am interested in. And we're operating on the assumption that the Saga is the one that's getting wasted here. And do we play Thrall or do we play Dress Down on their turn? I guess we have to play Thrall, right? Or maybe I play nothing. They go for the coloured source. Let's just try the Thrall. Interesting that they feel like they can cover the Saga. They could just have double Wasteland, right? No, Underground Sea. I do have massive mana problems. They float black and white mana. So this looks like it's probably going to be like Lurrus Push Lotus, something like that, I don't know. But this is the one that allows me to untap with a Dreadnought. Psychic Frog is in. Lotus is still in play. I'd love to draw Force of Will, I think, is what I'm really after. Force of Will or White Source to kill that Lurrus with. That is White Source. They could just push my guy here and I die, but I will then plow the Psychic Frog. So here's the Fatal Push. We'll plow your Psychic Frog in response, I think. And if this gets protected, we can probably just move on. I can't make a token. I'm just going to get a Soul Guide Lantern and cycle a card. There it is. Negation. Spell Pierce, sure. I think we can move on from here. That's fine. We mulliganed to 5. We got Wastelanded out of the game. They had a very good opener. Do I want more protection? I think I need the protection for the... I quite like the Soul Guide. Maybe I'm not supposed to like the Soul Guide. Maybe I'm supposed to like, Flusterstorm or something. I think I'll keep Soul Guide. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm supposed to have Flusterstorm in my deck instead of a Soul Guide Lantern, but the Soul Guide Lantern just looks like it does stuff just enough in a number of spots, as well as being a card that loops. So we can Ruby Walk Thrall, something like that. Or maybe just Ruby Thrall. Tundra, Ruby. I think we just Thrall. Polluted Delta comes in. I'm just going to play Doorkeeper Thrall here. So I've still got the Dress Down to combo with later, and it's also a blue card. If they fetch Swamp and push here, then we can force negation pitching something and strip mine their Swamp, which is really tasty. And they do that. Do I want to negate, though? Do I want to negate, or do I just want to walk strip? Have Dress Down up? I'm not sure. I've got the Dress Down right, so this is redundant. So I think I can just strip mine their Swamp. I'm just gonna strip mine their Swamp. And maybe I do walk, so I want to walk into something good. Like another land, basically. Another blue source would be really nice. To stock up. Okay, so we'll play this, and we will play the stock up. I was going to hide the Wasteland, but they need exactly Force of Will. I can get Ancestral Probe, Ancestral Waste. I think I like Wasteland. I just like mana. I could probe them, but who rightly cares? Then if we get into a Wasteland battle of our own here, I'm losing. Polluted Delta. Combats to me. Soul Ring. And then purchase Lurrus of these two. And then if they fetch end step, I'm going to let them resolve their Undercity. And then Ancestral, and lose to Negation or Force of Will. But they didn't counter stock up, right? So this can resolve. Would expect stock up to have got fought there. I'll Ancestral now. And that gets through as well. So that's really nice. They kept on top. They play a Mox Jet. Okay. And an Undercity. And an Underground Sea, sorry. And now they've got a Psychic Frog. So we can probably just waste them twice, I imagine. Wasteland this. Go to combat. Cycles of Lorien revealed. Okay. Gets basic island. Wasteland this Undercity. Cast a dress down. I draw a card. I get a Dreadnought into play. We can try and protect it, but we've also just got a nice treasure cruise to come back into this game in a minute as well. Maybe jamming the Dreadnought here is really bad. I'm supposed to be far more focused on controlling the game. I will negate a push here off this Spell Pierce. I'm fine with that. They have to take to the sky if they want their card, but we know they're holding island, so they can just go island push, Spell Pierce me. They do take to the sky looking for one of those two cards, push or pierce. Okay, so I go to 19, they go to 5 cards in hand. They probe me for life. And I want, yeah, I think I want to protect the Dreadnought at this stage in the game. They can go upkeep now, though. No, they can't, because they know about the Spell Pierce. So this just eats more cards, right? Oh, Demonic Tutor. Demonic Tutor is fine. And now they pass the turn. They draw a card. And we draw planes. So, do want to Treasure Cruise. Let's just play Basic Island and cast Treasure Cruise, I think. Oh, no. Play properly. So, Wasteland, Wasteland. So, Treasure Cruise, Wasteland, Wasteland, Ancestral, Stock Up, Time Walk, Strip Mine, Doorkeeper Thrall, and blue, leaving the dress down behind. This draws a Sapphire, Stock Up, Misstep. Let's go Sapphire, Stock Up, Vexing Bauble, Wasteland. I don't know if I want a Vexing Bauble in play. I think I'll just take Stock Up. We didn't find the plow that we were looking for. We will just deal 12 though. And then I'll discard my basic planes. Opponent's got 6 cards in hand, is at 4. We've got very good protection against the Fatal Push here. With Misstep, Negation, Spell Pierce. Opponent hits me for 1, goes to 18. They've got 7, I've got 7. This is a turn where we must come up with Fatal Push. This is really powerful. I'll float the blue. Then they need to go to my end step. And this is where they need to initiate the fight on the... No, they're going to let me untap. Interesting. Oh, because that turns off the negation. Now I've got Force of Will. Okay, so I think we just kill here. It's going to be really hard for them to have enough blockers. Long goodbye. This spell can't be countered. Well, there goes my hand. Okay, that's cool. So let's stock up then. I will take Lotus Negation. I'll cast Black Lotus. I can cast Lurrus of the Dream Den. I can then cast an end step Dress Down. But then I won't have mana open. So I could just go Lotus stock up again, right? And I'll eat all the blue because I'm looking for a plow here. Plow, Force of Will, Plow, Pearl. Plow, Force of Will seems really good. Maybe the Dress Down was actually what we were interested in. Okay. Maybe Dress Down was what we were interested in, but I've got a lot of permission against their deck of uncounterable spells. They play an Underground Sea. This looks like a Bowmaster. Smells like a Bowmaster. I'm going to fetch up my archive. We've not got it yet. Soul Guide Lantern. I think I'm interested in that. Do I just want to nuke their yard? Do I want to attack for 3 and flash in, Dress Down? I think I want to attack for 3, flash in, Dress Down. In response to their Bowmaster. Or do we just fight it first? It's Force of Will pitching, Force of Negation. That just happens. They go to 2. And I'm actually just going to zip their graveyard before they can cast a Delve spell here. Exile opponent's graveyard. Is that good? Do I want to draw a card first? I guess I want to draw a card first. Draw an Academy. So we'll play Academy. We'll cast Soul Guide Lantern. I think this one I'm just going to nuke their yard. The cards are good. But I think this is fine. We just get them off of Cruise or Dig. We can fight a lot of things. Cast a lot of spells. Looks like opponent's got another Bowmaster up their sleeve. And we'll just attack. Again, we've got Force of Will, Force of Negation, Spell Pierce. We should be able to just force this one through. Bowmaster. 5 mana force. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've still got Pierce, Pierce. So let's fight this. I'm pretty happy with our spot here. Spell Pierce, your Force of Will. Their Spell Pierces are pretty dead. So, and if all of this, even if all of this happens, and somehow they get through me, the Ancestral Self, we will misstep that. If somehow they were to get through all of this, we'd still have Dress Down in response to force the chump block and no token. So, we win the match. That was cool. Enjoyable game. Okay, round 2. I think it's Law of Life gain. Usually like a bug gamer is what I associate them with. We've got a Lurrus though today. They've got a Lurrus. I'm on the play with Vexing Bauble, so that sounds nice. Let's go Jet. Vexing Bauble. That's in, and now I'll play a Meticulous Archive. And I'm not too fussed about Tundra right now, because I've got the Lorien if I need it. I can't imagine they're going to do too much of note on turn 1. They're going to play a Gataxian Probe, see what I'm working with. Force of Will. So I can just play Tundra and pass, because I might actually want to come off this Bauble if they put a Frog on the stack. That's where I'm kind of standing at the moment. That's my kind of thought. It does unlock their Force of Wills. And then end step I'll dress down if they do nothing. Maybe this could have just been a buy Lurrus turn and cope with the Frog. I think that's really challenging to do when you're not holding Plow. They play an Urza Saga, which is a problem of its own in some respects, but I do have the dress down that they know about, remember. They play their own Vexing Bauble, which I'm kind of not fond of. And now I can't dress down in the end step. I can cycle Lorien for a land, which I might just do. I'll get an island. And now I can cast Stock Up. Maybe playing my land was bad because I do run Academy and Saga. Spell Pierce would be sad. Spell Pierce doesn't happen. Dreadnought Time Walk. Plow Dreadnought. I think I want Plow Dreadnought. That's what I think I want. So this just protects against frogs. And if their plan is to kill me with tokens, then I've got dress down, right? And I can take a medium-sized hit off of one Saga token, dress down end step, untap Dreadnought, and be pretty chill. And this Vexing Bauble standoff is interesting as well. Kind of leads you to spots where you're just like, I just want to untap my lands and play everything at sorcery speed is how I feel I'm supposed to play this. But obviously, I'm used to just dying to this card. I'm not used to the sort of how do we duck and weave against each other. I like it though. Well, I don't. I fucking hate this card. Probably it's up there. I think just the worst designed card they've ever put out. Like, if it was just one mana, if it was just one mana and it didn't cycle, I think it would be like piss annoying but acceptable. Like, I think it'd still be restrictable because people would obviously play it, but oh, Wasteland's annoying. Oh, but they're going tokens. They're going tokens into a known dress down. I'll play Flooded Strand, and I won't buy Lurrus because I'm interested. No, I'm not interested. Am I interested in dress down this turn? I am interested in dress down this turn. Right? I won't buy Lurrus because I want my mana to dress down and sacrifice. So token comes off suspend. It's a 1/1. It will be a 3/3-ish come the end of this turn. They're going for mana? No. Yeah, they're going for mana here. Obtains a Black Lotus, cycles a Lorien revealed. It gets a Tundra, so it's like an Esper list then. Which means they're going to be on plows of their own. I take some damage. And they buy Lurrus. Then they cast Lurrus. And I've got a Vexing Bauble, right? So I can just hard cast this Force of Will. Just tap 5 lands. And I can just dress down Dreadnought next turn with Bauble in play. Or I could cast that. That's a good draw. So let's dress down then. And then we can play a Wasteland, Dreadnought, Time Walk. This was ridiculous. This was ridiculous. And then we can cruise. There's a Saga. There's Treasure Cruise. Walk, Ancestral, Force, Flooded, Stock Up, Lorien, Tundra, Blue. Let's take you off colours. That sounds fun. And then I've got no reason to buy a Lurrus because they're just dead. That was cool. That all went very well. I like to tap out for Lurrus to tap the 5 lands and just cast Force of Will. Esper Control, I think we're going to run into a similar thing as the last game where I'm just pretty happy with my main deck. I don't really care about these cards. So I think I'm just going to hit submit again. I don't think we made any changes last time. And we're not going to make any changes this time either. One hit with the Shrimp and they're suddenly under a lot of pressure, right? So this opponent's going to have plows. The plows will make the long game Lurrus bring back Dreadnought a bit harder with the Thrall in play. Like that's, you know, when your cards are in exile, they don't interact very well with Lurrus. That's my top advice for the day. So game 2, we reveal a Lurrus, they reveal a Lurrus. We've got a slightly sketchy one here, but I'm into it. Opponent has a Tundra, which I might just strip mine on turn 1. Yeah. I think Get That Gone is pretty fun. They float a white and cycle a Lorien. Okay. They get an Underground Sea. Might have just been their whole plan all along. The problem with my play, though, is it means I'm really far behind a frog, right? That can't cast a frog. We'll play a Flooded Strand. I don't think we bait with Meticulous Archive. I think we just leave it in play. Underground Sea. Demonic Tutor. Okay. I should have flustered that, surely. Surely I should have flustered that. Well, I'm going to get Meticulous Archive into their Strip Mine. I find myself a Black Lotus, which I'll put on top. And I'll use this Black Lotus to cast a Stock Up. I'll fluster the Force of Will because I'm interested in this Stock Up resolving. Finds me Wasteland Dreadnought, Wasteland Saga. Wasteland Saga seems good. Then we can just Wasteland your Underground Sea. And then now the way this is playing out in my mind is I'm going to throw Doorkeeper Thralls at them once they've strip mined this archive. Polluted Delta's fine. They do strip the archive. Then they fetch. Oh, is this Upkeep Ancestral? Ooh. Ooh, that was gross. That was gross. Let's cast a Treasure Cruise then. Trying to leave behind this Lotus if allowed. Not allowed, but I have to do this. That was gross. That gets through at the very least. We've got answers for frogs for days. I'll get rid of this Doorkeeper Thrall. I've got 2 of them in the back there. Wouldn't hate to see a Wasteland here because I've got land. I really need to resolve this saga. Ugh, that was gross. But 7 cards in a Tundra plays 7 cards in a Tundra. They've got an Undercity Sewers. Pitching Lorien revealed. And then it's back to me. I think I'll just roll out my Urza's Saga here. So we can just throw Doorkeeper Thrall into Doorkeeper Thrall. And if neither of them stick, we can get a Soul Ring and cast Stock Up. Polluted Delta. Two, 2-2-1. These Lurrus mirrors are interesting, aren't they? I quite like my spot on the Lurrus mirrors. I'm going to just play a Doorkeeper Thrall on the end step here. I'm not too fussed about the longevity of this Doorkeeper Thrall. Find a Lorien revealed. I'll play a Flooded Strand. And then attack. Because Bowman can't do anything against me. And then, what? Their turn, I don't have a lot of protection. They've got dig through time, which I'm really displeased about. So that's a good amount of sculpting for a kill spell. The good thing is, though, is when my saga resolves, I know whether I have a Doorkeeper Thrall in play or not. I don't think I'm interested in the token due to the presence of dress downs in these lists. So I think I'm happy to just let the saga tick out and become a... Oh, they got plow. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to let the saga tick off and become a land, an artifact land of its own. They could have just found Wasteland, though, to prevent. They're going to probe me. They see the good news, the truth, and the light. Wasteland is very powerful. So do I now make a token? I guess I do. I'll get a Tundra. Or maybe actually I wanted to get just an island off my Lorien revealed. They've got a Psychic Frog. I guess they believe they can protect it as well. Land. Plow your frog. That just happens. So now we can attack for 1. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand. I've got 5 cards in hand. They know my 5 cards, though, which is not perfect. I would love to start getting these stock-ups on the stack, but they're just such a big tempo loss if they don't happen. Wasteland me. Oh, no. Buy Lurrus, okay. Okay, purchases a Lurrus. Has nothing in the bin to do with the Lurrus. So I'm going to fetch another Tundra, because we're so exposed to their wastelands anyway, right? And then I'm just going to cast this Doorkeeper Thrall. Force of Will is a fantastic draw for the home team. Let's just cast stock up, because I'm pretty happy with Lore Revealed being the blue card. I will fight back, actually. They might force again. They don't. Academy's not very good. Probe Lorien, probe Sol Ring. I think probe Lorien. Those cards don't seem very good. Let's probe you and see what's up. Prismatic Ending, Spell Pierce, Consigned to Memory, Prismatic Ending. Lurrus. Prismatic Ending, Spell Pierce, Consigned to Memory, Prismatic Ending. That's not very good, right? Prismatic Ending. I don't think I care about that. They cast a Time Walk. That might be annoying. I'm going to Prismatic Ending this guy then. Yep. That's fine. And then at some point they'll waste a Tundra. They know about the second stock up, right? They play a Bowmaster, which kills my token. And then they can Wasteland and have Spell Pierce up. Okay, so that went well for them. Phyrexian Dreadnought. I think I might Island Cycle my Lorien. And do I just want to plow Bowman? I guess Spell Pierced. Maybe I can just end step Dress Down and force a Spell Pierce on their turn. They don't have anything in their bin that they can loop, but they have just found this Bowmaster. We know their hand going into this turn. And I think they know about this plow. So I go to 13, they're at 12. Urza's Saga changes the equation on our Dress Down. I just want to plow Lurrus, so I don't want to... If they pierce this, I'm going to Dress Down. Dress Down's in. I draw another Dress Down. Okay, that's a great draw, to be honest with you. So that was just trying to bait the pierce. Let's plow Lurrus then. And then pass. I don't want to Dress Down again. I don't really want to expose this Dreadnought. Opponent has Spell Pierce, Consign, Prismatic Ending. Lurrus is gone. They've got one mystery card. Saga ticks up. I might just run out of life points, though. It's going to be the issue. I take 2 now. I take 3 next turn, and I still need to come up with an answer to this Orc. Wasteland is pretty bad news. I thought I was going to be the Wasteland gamer this time. Okay, I think I'm going to die here. They make a token. And then they can make a token. Brainstorms in response. Yeah, I think we're dead. I'm not sure where I lost the game. I can imagine I made some sort of punty play, though. So no response to this. They don't have a consign or anything in play at the moment, right? So I yielded to it. Oopsie. That's a Mock Sapphire to have Spell Pierce up. Yeah, I think I was supposed to go then. But the end step at least makes it look like well, no. The thing is I need to resolve my spells at the moment. I can't be just doing nothing. So I need to literally like cast this dress down, get countered, cast top deck address down to be alive. Yeah, because this has got Spell Pierce. So I should have gone. I'd pressed yield to all. I should have gone in that window where they've tapped out a Spell Pierce. That would have killed the two constructs. I'd be +3 life. Mana Crypt can possibly help, but it's not exciting to me. What's this got to be like land? Oh, okay, cool. That was good. I fucked that up. I should be winning that. Not winning, but not. I should not be dead in this spot, right? I had a window there to cast that dress down, and I did not use it. Am I still happy with where I am? I think so. I think I'm still happy with everything here. I think the mirrors are just those ones where you learn random windows of opportunity. And just there I missed one. Which was not going to dramatically change the game, I don't think, but they'd have no tokens in play. They'd have no tokens in play. They'd have a 2-2. I'd have a turn to draw a land and cast a stock up. That would get negated. I'd then have another turn to draw a land and cast a stock up and start plowing shit. You know, that sort of thing. Like, it's... Because at the end of the game, they're obviously they're negating because they're winning. But if they've only got 2 power in play, they're probably still negating, I think. I don't know, yeah. I definitely messed that one up, though. Let's go to game 3 and see how we do. Okay, game 3. Lurrus is revealed. Opponent also has a Lurrus. I've got this hand. What does this do? I can turn one a Lurrus. I can turn one a Dreadnought. I can throw a bunch of cards at my opponent, and they can choose when to put a Force of Will onto the stack. This Lotus is all of my coloured mana, though. Let's cast Mana Crypt. That's quite scary. And it's done the job, right? It's made my opponent think, and it's got the Force of Will out of them. They took a mulligan to 6. I'm tempted just to jam a Dreadnought now. I will not cycle Luring, because it's going to be my blue card to protect against the Plow on turn 1. Okay. You'll go. I've got 12/12 and it's protected this turn. I've got negation behind. Maybe I was supposed to grab... I couldn't grab Lurrus once the Mana Crypt got countered, right? They need to go land Plow. That's a land. I think Plow upkeep looks quite obvious here, though, right? Because of the absence of Spell Pierce. Lorien. They're going now, though. Maybe they've got days. Maybe they've got another Force of Will. They've got an island for Ancestral Recall. I will negate this. I'd like to top deck a Strip Mine. I don't. I top deck a Doorkeeper Thrall. Let's purchase Lurrus then. And bash for 12. Opponent's got a Wasteland. Wasteland makes a Time Walk. They're at 6. And they currently don't have Plow mana. They cycle a Luring Revealed, so now they have got Plow or Push mana. They find the Tundra. And concede the match. Okay, they made me sweat a little bit at the end there, cycle for Tundra. That was cool. Maybe there's a world where I can be more conservative, but I don't know. Turn 1 12/12 is pretty hard to turn down. I'll see you for round 3. Okay, nerds. Round 3. I think it's Alpha Omega. Which is a name I recognise. I'm on the play with our dope Lurrus Shrimp deck. I don't know what Alpha Omega plays. In my head, it's like a Montolio alt account, but I might just be wrong. Is this keepable? We've got Spell Pierce, we've got Flooded Strand. The archive always shows up. I think I keep this. I'm pretty happy. Maybe I can just lead turn 1 archive and get wasted. Let's do that. Academy is bad. Sorry. Might be good later, but it is bad right now. And I need cards that are good right now. So, opponent leads on a Mox Emerald. That's cute. Where else does Mox Emerald take you? You've got Volcanic Island, making it PO or Breach more likely. Oh, they got Squexing Helcher. Okay, that's it's interesting. We have got the dress down though. That one's annoying. That is quite the lock that they've assembled here. So we're less likely to get anywhere this game. Do I just want to buy Lurrus? I can't Spell Pierce anything. I can dress down Negation though, can't I? No, I can't dress down Negation. I can't dress down Misstep. I can't Spell Pierce. So I think I'll just get a Tundra and buy Lurrus. Because the Hexing Squelcher's doubled up, right? It's not just the fact that they've got Hexing Squelcher that we could beat with the dress down, but this Vexing Bauble is gonna wreck us. So the Squelcher's gonna get in crunch crunch. We go to 17 from that. Now they've got a Soul Ring. And PO would be powerful here. Flooded Strand, 2 in hand. Gets a Tundra. 4 mana. PO for a lot. So that's probably game in that spot. I wonder how many plows I'm supposed to keep in for Hexing Squelcher. I still don't think I'm fighting Moxen though, right? But this is just going to be Squelcher in to cast everything else. I don't know how we win this. It seems pretty tough to do. I don't have any Null Rods in my deck. I've got Seal of Cleansing and Serenity. Serenity's not very good against PO though. Like trigger on the stack. Rescue everything. Call it a day is kind of tough. That can't be countered. That's very cute. Sure. Maybe that was worth conceding to, but they can put all these cards in my deck quite happily, right? Like, if they go and grab a random blue-white Lurrus deck, they will find all of these cards in it, more than likely. So I don't think we've lost too much. So if there was a Dreadnought in my hand, maybe I would have considered conceding. My spells also can't be countered because of Vexing Bauble here. I can cast a Dreadnought, Wasteland your Tundra. Maybe just play a Soul Guide, I don't know. Do I want to play Soul Guide? Oh no, their spells can't be countered, right? So they can push through. Oh, that's so sick. This is the hard lock. I've never seen Hexing Sculpture be good, but this is dope. And I'm going to Soul Guide their PO. So, we do have a 12-12 in play. We don't have good outs to anything else, to be honest with you. We might get Plowed. That's why we hit the Tundra. We might get Portable Hold. I've got 3 cards in my hand with no text. They've got 7 cards in their hand. All of them uncounterable. They got a Thunder Trap. Thunder Trap happens. Reveals a Mox Opal. Mox Opal can be cast because of Hexing Sculpture, and I like this combo. This is sick. This is making me happier than I thought it would. So, Bauble comes in. Now they've got PO for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Portable Pole. And we're just going to get controlled out of this game, I think. We don't have any Null Rods. We've got Serenities and Sealer Cleansings in our sideboard, which will come in. I think we're done here. Alright. He's got everything on a loop. Nothing's counterable. I'm completely locked out. I think I'll just pick it up and go to a new one. So I like the idea of Sealer Cleansing. I like the ideas of Fluster Storms. Serenity is not good. I don't think Serenity is good enough, is it? So I want to keep some plows in. I do want to keep a lot of permission in as well, though. That's the problem. So what happens if I drop 2 plows? Drop a Soul Guide Lantern. Drop a Dress Down maybe, or just a Doorkeeper Throw. Be less about the thing, more about the control. This is just so tough into PO, that's the thing. Maybe I'm still supposed to have it in my deck, but I don't think so. I don't think that's allowed. Because you'll just build a whole game plan around your Serenity, and then they'll cast a PO and kill you in response to the trigger. So I'm just going to let that one be for workshops. One thing though is are they going to go up to 4 post? Like, oh no, they've clicked. Can I have 3 plows in my deck and 1 less Lorien? So I'm keeping the Dress Downs as well, but I don't know how many Squelchers they're going to be on. That was A very good showing from Hex and Squelcher there. Really impressive stuff. Okay, so game 2, we're on the play. We've still got Lurrus. And I guess we hope the Sapphire doesn't get countered. So Sapphire, Soul Ring, your turn. And then we can stock up next turn with no protection, and then stock up the following turn with no protection, and then we should be dead by then. We may have to force something. Do I want to force a Soul Ring? Soul Ring's really powerful. I think I might. That just happens. They play a Tundra. And fuck me. Okay. Maybe that was bad. So draw step. We get a Tundra. So we can stock up and get forced and then play Tundra. How about Plow for their Squelcher on turn 2? No, that just gets through. Okay, so I can't protect the Ancestral this turn. I could take Flusterstorm Ancestral and aim to protect next turn. I think that's what I'll do. Flusterstorm Ancestral Recall. And then play the Tundra for the turn. And I've now got Fluster and Plow. And that can protect my Ancestral Recall next turn, which can build us into this game. Opponent's got 8 cards in hand. They could have Negation. They've got Black Lotus, okay. Stock up. Storm is 3. I could have eaten the Lotus. And they just passed to me. Okay. So no Squelcher, no Vexing Ball this game. That's quite nice for us. I draw a Flooded Strand. Which means I can buy Lurrus. Get that in my hand. And then try and land an Ancestral later. And it looks quite slow and dull from us, but we've got this Ancestral which we're trying to protect. We just need the Fluster count to be high enough. So, stocks up. So if I Ancestral myself, they Force of Will back. And then I still don't achieve anything, do I? They're just going to be chaining stock ups and we're going to lose. Maybe my negation on that Soul Ring was nonsense. And I need to know more about what happens in matchups before I start making plays like that. That wouldn't surprise me as untrue. And we're buying this Lurrus. Buying this Lurrus is bad. If they make me Plow. There's a Mox Pearl. And then they just ship it back as well. So they're pretty aware of Flusterstorm. So let's just go and get ourselves a Meticulous Archive and see if we can sculpt something good here. Luring Revealed is not good. I'm just going to get rid of it. Seal of Cleansing. I'm pretty interested in that. They might force this. They don't. So I can actually hit their Lotus, can't I? They float 3 blue mana. And I'll move through combat. See if they try and use it. I'm going to respond with Ancestral Recall here. And then one of us is going to get blown out by a Flusterstorm. I know. That was awful. Six cards in hand. I think I will just fluster this. I don't think I'm getting better than this at the moment. So same targets. I don't think I've made a land drop. I wonder if there was plays I made that made them snuff out that Flusterstorm early. So now we're going to go and try and go after their lands. And then at some point play Lurrus and go after their mana. This plow's looking pretty suspicious. They find the Volcanic Island on end step. They've still got 6 at their best. They cycle a Lorien. Get another Volcanic. Okay. So I'm not sure how this game progresses from here positively for us. Looks like Demonic Tutor is going to be up next, or maybe a Time Walk. They still got so many cards. Merchant Scroll. We'll let that one through. Flame of Anor, maybe? Just to get an answer for the Lurrus. Or just a PO and invest in the future. Force of Will for an answer for Lurrus. But I think Flame of Anor's better, right? Because then you also get an artifact on the way through. They've got 6 cards in hand. I don't know what I do against 6 cards in hand. Draw well, I guess. They get Flame of Anor, which makes sense to me. They might just go after this Soul Ring immediately, or they might just try and draw cards. We'll have an answer to Lurrus. Flame of Anor into Thunder Traps. That unlocks the double flame next turn. So that was the joke all along. And they find a Pyroblast, play a Volcanic Island. So we'll take our turn. Do I just want to plow their guy? Plow your Thunder Trap, because that's what's turning on your Flame of Anor. Strip mine your untapped Volcanic. They float a red. We change zone. And then we can just pass to them. They know we've got Lurrus. I've got another plow if they play a Squelcher or something. But I just killed the thing because then they don't have double flame. Like a kicked flame this turn. Oh, we know they're holding a Pyroblast as well. Remind me of that later when they blow me out with it. I'd love to draw another Wasteland. How many have we played? Just 2? So I really think we can try and do a number on their red mana this game. Okay, so they're coming off the red mana anyway. For Squelcher. Then they play a Portable Hole, probably hitting Soul Ring. So we'll float 2 and plow this. We'll pay the ward cost. And be sad about our Soul Ring being gone. Force of Negation. So just Island Go, I guess, is fine. They're really outdoing me on cards and mana, though, that's the thing. This unlocks PO for 3 and a Pyroblast. No, have they bought Lurrus yet? I don't think so. No, Lurrus is still in the companion zone. And that looked to me like they were lining up a PO or a Lurrus purchase. I'm just going to take my draw step and stuff. So our Ruby gets through and our deck doesn't do anything. Opponent struggling to do stuff. Do I just want to eat the Pyroblast now? Target player draws 2? I think so. I think I'll just deal with the Pyroblast. The Flame of Anor's gone. They're fetching. Do they have another Volcanic? 1, 2, 3. Meticulous Archive. Okay, so we didn't have to deal with the Pyroblast. They pitch a Force of Will. And really, though, we could have Flusterstorm or Spell Pierce up, which is not great. They play a Mox Ruby. We've got 3 cards plus a Pyroblast. They can play and deploy a Lurrus this turn. Or buy and deploy and get Lotus back into play. That'll keep Pyroblast unlocked. We've been through 2 of our 3 plows, so I don't think we've played this very well. Our opponent's being very, very patient. They don't have to do anything. And I can just pass back as well. And I think if this is PO for 4 on end step, then we just lose. Even will draw 2 cards. I'm going to continually try and get rid of this Pyroblast that they're holding. So we've done that. They draw 2. Maybe I could have cast Lurrus 50 turns ago and it would have been fine. Oh, gross. I think we've just been out-resourced here. The first game was really impressive. In this game, they've resolved 3 stock-ups and Ancestral and Flame of Anor, right? That's not very nice, if I'm honest with you. They're on 6 cards, I'm on 2 cards. They're on 6 mana, I'm on 5 mana. You know, it's unpleasant to say the least. Thunder Trap. Cycles. And the slow slog to death begins. They've got a PO, which we've not got a hope of countering. We can cast a Dress down. Might just get Pyroblasted. They've already shown us that. They've got the Ruby open. That seems deliberate in some way. Misstep. Let's cast a Dreadnought then. But this isn't going to be a PO for 5. So let's just call it a day, because I can't fight the PO. And we're dead. Okay, round 4. We're on the draw against Had FS. And this is a nice hand. Goes somewhere, does something. So Mox Jet, no Lurrus, Underground Sea, Ponder. So Doomsday is what we're up against. So we want to go like Mox, Vexing Bauble, Dress Down. Dress Down's a very big game here. Mox, Vexing Bauble, Flooded Strand. Yeah, I like that. So I could strip though. Stock Up's a banger. Let's cast a Mox Jet. Let's cast a Mox Pearl. Let's play a Vexing Bauble. And let's Wasteland their Underground Sea this turn. And now it's back to them. We've got Plough open if they're able to put forward a Doomsday, draw 3 cards. But they can't because of the Vexing Bauble, right? They can do Doomsday Ancestral. It's the best they can do. So Basic Island, Dark Ritual, Doomsday happens. So now I hold up Dress Down and Plough going into their turn. And we hope they don't make a double Thoracle pile. But I assume they will because the 5th card's always so redundant. They can't walk into anything. They can Ancestral this turn. And it is going to be a double Thoracle pile from the opponent. So the Dress Down's good for 1, but then the second one is an issue. So maybe we have to see if the Plough can work. But if the Plough doesn't work, we just lose. Ancestral's not in the pile. 1 Underground Sea, 2 Underground Sea. Okay, so it's a very slow land-heavy hand. Ponders immediately. Okay. We need a Doorkeeper Thrall, and we need it roughly now. I don't know if they play Chain of Vapor. But there's not one in exile. Another Dress Down is an absolute banger, actually. Because this is going to beat Flusterstorm. It's going to beat Force of Will. If they've got an Errant Spell Pierce, we'll lose. So they play Underground Sea. They cast Time Walk. Okay. They go to 2 cards. Play a Scalding Tarn. Cast a Thassa's Oracle. I'll fetch an island. And cast Dress Down. I get a card out of it. Thassa's Oracle comes into play. And does nothing. My Dress Down dies. Cool. We draw a card. It's a Force of Will if we ever end up wanting to do that, but I don't think we do. It's a shame. I would have loved a blue source off the top rope there. We can't unlock all of their forces, right? They might not have forces. 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't have forces. They could have negation. They fetch, find an Underground Sea, go to 0 cards, cast a Thassa's Oracle. We cast another Dress Down. My opponent can't win. Okay, so double Dress Down beats Doomsday. Flusterstorms and Consigns are good. I think the plows are mostly bad. Maybe we can keep one just in case of a Duke. Soul Guide Lantern's unnecessary. But maybe we don't need to care about a Duke. We can just counter their spells. Let's just drop all the plows. We've got a game to give. If they do show us a Shield Ridder or a Murktide Regent, we can vibe that way. So opponents on the play: Underground Sea, Ponder, and we've got Saga, Bauble, Thrall, which can produce a quick 12/12. There's a Saga, Vexing Bauble. They play a Ponder. And we'll just play a Tundra and flash in a Doorkeeper Thrall on their end step. Misty Rainforest. Fetches immediately. Underground Sea. Another Ponder. Okay, so triple Ponder to start with. So their hand is stocked. But is it stocked in a way that they can beat Doorkeeper Thrall and Vexing Bauble? You know? So Black Lotus doesn't work because of the Vexing Bauble. So we'll just play a Tundra. I don't think they're going to have anything that fights a Doorkeeper Thrall on the stack here. They might have a Fatal Push, but that's not my concern right now. Underground Sea. This is horrific. I should have gone out and bought more. So they go 3 lands for a Doomsday, which resolves. Means I'm going to resolve a Doorkeeper Thrall. We'll see their sideboard plan. I assume they've got chains in at this point, or whatever, Echoing Truth. I don't know what's played these days. I will get a 12/12. It's just whether a 12/12 is good, you know? The opponent's got to come up with a pile that beats Dress Down. They need me to not top deck Time Walk. It's another feature. Time Walk will be lethal. And they need to have in a way to kill a Doorkeeper Thrall. They brought in Hexing Squelchers. That's interesting. Console. Any bouncer they'll have in their pile. They can't risk that again. Oh, they're in now. Weird. I wonder what they need right now. Right this second. Let's flash in a Doorkeeper Thrall and see if they've got something. That's in. And they can't beat it. So in their whole deck, they've got no permanent removal. 75 cards. No push or Chain of Vapor. That's weird. I would assume you build with a catch-all, but otherwise you're really exposed to like a Vexing Bauble, right? I don't know. Maybe this just isn't enough of a meta game. I guess that's also true. But anyway, Doomsday looks like a fucking dream. Let's play that again. Okie dokie then. Round 5. We're up against Ravidel. I've got a Lurrus. You have not got a Lurrus. I like my hand. I will keep it. It's nice and controlling. I think they've been playing a bit of Dredge recently, but I'm happy to be wrong. But if they're not playing a bit of Dredge and I'm out under their Trinosphere and that sort of thing, I can waste them underneath it. If they're on white, I can cast this white card. 6 cards entered the exile zone. They are on Bazaar of Baghdad. They're on this version though. They're on Squeevine. What a baller. You love to see it. So we will play a Soul Ring and pass the turn. We can Force of Will stuff, but I can't imagine what we want to Force of Will. Probably just nothing. No, I've got nothing. I've got nothing to tell you about Force of Will right now. Flusterstorm's too good to pitch. Surely that's got to be the way it goes. So they discard Master, Master, Lizard. So good chance that they have a hollow one to follow. Or they're just going to try and do the card game. They don't have... Yeah, they're lining up to play the most fun game you can play with Squee. Let's get rid of their Exile Zone. They got double Squee and a 1/1. The Dream. We don't want those 4/4s. We want to sit here forever. Regretfully for our opponent, though, we do have a Wasteland. So we'll kill that. We'll pass the turn because we want to be able to fluster this Noxious Revival, which will counter it dead. If they've got another Bazaar of Baghdad, then congratulations. They do go now to beat the negation. They run into the fluster, which they're always running into, right? Same targets, please, homie. And your Bazaar's still in your graveyard. So I've got another Wasteland for the next one. Out to find blue cards for the next one as well, for the next Noxious. They get their cards back, though, picking them up to 6 and then up to 7 on the draw step. They don't have 2 Bazaars. Okay. So Lizard binks me for 1. They cast a Chalice on 0, and that's okay. It's a bit annoying. We are a full Moxen deck, but it is fine. They've got a Wasteland for my Tundra. They exiled a Wasteland as well, so there's not many of those to go around. And I think we'll try and punt into this with this Lurrus. Let's just fetch a Tundra again. By Lurrus. Cast Lotus. Oh, I'm such an idiot. They just did that. I'm so stupid. It's unbelievable. Now I've exposed my Tundra. Oh well. I'm sure we'll lose. We've got all the time in the world, though. We know they're holding a Master of Death and a Squeevine. And a Squee, sorry. They're looking for Noxious or Bazaar. Mana Crypt is not very good. And they've got a Chalice in play. Good grief. I don't want to tell you about it, but I did almost just think, oh my god, yeah, I could just play my Chalice and then my Lurrus. Not my Chalice, my Crypt and play my Lurrus. Okay, so the Lizard getting busy. And they come. And they could be like grossly stocked up, right? Fury, Force of Will, Force of Vigor. I think Force of Vigor was spoken up by now. I think they would have nuked this Soul Ring. Do I want to start playing out lands? I think I can play a Wasteland. Like, there's a chance that I just want to hardcast a Force of Will a bit later on. So I'm just moving my stuff so I can sit down comfortably. Okay, so Wasteland in. Opponent attacks me for 1. I feel like I do need to have Force of Will in this. Force of Will up before I expose this Lurrus. Opponent discards a Squee. I'll play an Urza's Saga because it's got great outs to end the game. And I think we can assume my opponent does not have Wasteland because they haven't played it at all. And they should be interested in Wastelanding this Tundra prior to this Saga coming into play. Now, obviously, they've got to hit the Saga. They could have Vigor for my Saga. That would work as well. I don't know what just happened on my screen. I've got loads of tabs open, sorry. So we know about Squee. They're holding 9 cards. They could be looking to discard some vines. It could just be Master Squee and they're trying to get the vines in slowly. Yeah, there's a vine there, and then next turn they can do double lizard. So swords to plowshares. I'll play a strip mine. They don't have vigor either. So maybe they're just holding like infinite creatures at this point. Master of Death, Force of Will. Lizard, Lizard. Master of Death, Force of Will. Lizard, Lizard. No vigor. If this saga resolves, they're just cooked, right? They can't win. They don't attack. Oh, because I've got a... There's a saga. I will make a token. We go to clean up, and they discard Lizard, Lizard. Or Squee Vine. Squee Master. Okay, and now they lose. Comprehensively. Because I have a Vexing Bauble. Okay. Good game. They agree. Unfortunate hand for them. I don't know what they had, but it didn't look very good. So what do we get? Triple Rest in Peace. And a Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. And then some Flusters. Instead of Pierces. Misstep's good. Soul Ring's good. Soul Guide's good. Dress Downs are fine. Negations are unplayable. Need 2 cuts from here. Git Probe doesn't matter, right? We can piece together their hand. I'm also playing Vexing Bauble, and I'm not very good at that. One more card, please. From the group. Maybe a Thrall can go. So we've got 6 ways of doing that. I've seen people bring the consigns in against Squee. I can't say I'm a believer. Rest in peace, rest in peace. Sure. I think this is something I'm contractually obliged to keep, right? Plow your hollow on rip rip. It's still not winning, but it is fine. They have Squee, Powder, Bazaar. So they're heavy on Bazaars. And I'm heavy on rips. No hollow one. So like what? Bazaar. So it's fetch an island. What's the hand? Bazaar Force. Bazaar Force Vigor. Bazaar Force Fury. Bazaar Lizard could be a possibility if they want to get a vine in. Maybe I should have fetched planes actually, sorry. This Treasure Cruise is pretty... This combination that I've accrued here. Treasure Cruise, rest in peace, rest in peace. That's a banger, because what's going to happen, right? My 2 rips won't resolve, and that will feed my Treasure Cruise. Okay, so 2 lizards, that's fine. That's something that's like not going to race us too aggressively. Yeah, no, I'm not fighting those at all. Yeah, I should have got planes and cast my Soul Ring off basic planes. Because then I'd be able to fetch Tundra and have Plow plus Rip Up. Now I can't do that. Opponent has something. Sapphire, Flooded Strand. We'll fetch with Flooded Strand. Get our basic planes. cast Rest in Peace to slow down the squad. This is going to kill a squee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I will fight this. They might trap me. They do. Okay. We'll buy a cat then. And try again next turn. I've not given them the opportunity to wasteland us, which could come back and punish us later with Tabernacle at Pendrevale. So I kind of need my next land to be a tundra rather than like a wasteland or something. Oh no, wasteland would be sick. Sorry, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Wasteland would be fantastic. Alright, so they've got Vine, Master, Squee. They attack me for 2. They've got 3 cards in hand. Could be Force Blue again. Let's cast a Dress Down. That gets through. Finds me another Rest in Peace. All 3 in the top 13 is pretty toxic. Your graveyard's gone. You've got some 2/2s and no card flow. You've got some 1/1s, sorry, and no card flow. So that's cool. Now we just need to find the wasteland. We've got the first hollow one covered from Plough. Their first Vengevine is green for Vigor. I'll go to 13. And they Vigor these 2 guys. That's fine. I'm going to Island Cycle a Lorien. Get a Tundra. Play Tundra, cast Lurrus. I'll give them a turn to get low on cards, and then rip them again. My mana might be too stable for them to use this wasteland, though. Bizarre Negation Vine. 2 cards left over, nothing can attack. I can't attack either. Draw step. Tundra. Let's cast Rest in Peace then. If it gets Force of Willed, then I have them covered. With just cast it off Lurrus. I can't really attack, I don't think. I think I want to hold this Plough for hollow ones. Because hollow ones are actually how they win this game now that we're out of reach of graveyards. Opponent activates the Bazaar. Up to 5, down to 2. We've not seen a hollow one yet. They can keep a hollow one, but it just dies immediately to Plough. They find another lizard, which is excellent. They've got 2 cards in hand. And one of them's a hollow one. And another wasteland. Okay. I just need to draw something that's good. They've gone off my tundras. Okay, so now my tab's back online. Stock up's cool. That's a great draw. Flooded Strand. Dress down. Play Flooded Strand. No attacks. Probably just want to Tundra at them. Have we seen the misstep yet? No. So I think I'll just Tundra in my upkeep. And plough this. Now. Opponent falls to... No, opponent doesn't fall to anything. Opponent's got 23 life, 1 card in hand. I top deck the world, because why wouldn't I? I'll cast a dress down. Okay. Bit unfair. But pretty sick. Dude, come on, I've got 2 of them to show you. Come on now. Pretty unfair to scoop at that spot when I've just... How many perfect cards was that we ripped in a row? Anyway. 4-1 losing to PO, and I think that's roughly where you are when you're controlling Lurrus decks at the moment. Academy was questionable at times, but fine. I liked the 2 basics. I don't think I used them effectively in the last round, but maybe I did. This was... Doomsday seemed like an absolute dream. The Serenity was questionable. The Rips, I think, are questionable as well, just because they're so slow. And there's also the over-encumbered technology that people are trying these days, which we should have possibly been playing in all. Because that maintains access to our own graveyard as well, right? Whereas Rip kind of beat up on my Treasure Cruise. Maybe that's supposed to be a direct swap when I'm bringing it in. And it beat up on the old Kitty Cat as well. So, as per when I play a deck and change things, I make the deck slightly worse and have some dubious combinations of cards. But that is, part of my MO of playing card games. Yeah, so I had fun though. We won a bunch of games. We used a different deck. We lost to what I think is just a bad matchup. I think Serenity and then a card of your choice here could just be null rods, right? We don't care too much about the artifact mana. It obviously accelerates us into our stock ups, but very much one of those decks where if we rod them, then it's probably worse for them than it is for us. Anyway, that was a league with... What is this? Blue-white Lurrus Dreadnought in Vintage. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Have a good day. Bye.